is.
What's going on, everybody? It is me again, and it is time to lean in, bitch. Welcome back to Wednesday Night Live. I'm here with Chase, Danny, and Jamie, and we're here to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Obviously, the episode that just went off. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, Jamie, Danny, and Chase?
Hi.
Hi.
We're here. We're ready.
Yeah, I mean, we just watched the episode. Everybody just watched. Hopefully, you here. It's going to be interesting to talk about. I'll just say that they picked on a lot of things, but I feel like part one was better than part two. I don't know. We can kind of discuss it, but I wasn't really as entertained as I was in the first part. But it kind of, I knew that Catherine was going to be the last part. So, of course, we got a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and get ready to get into it. But before we do, I do want to shout out everybody that watches the lead, but everybody that definitely watches Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Wednesday Night Live, because if you have not seen last week's video was a record-breaking high for the lean. It is sitting at 8,700 views, which is the most viewed video of the lean ever. And we had over 400 likes, which means that it's still the highest rate. So not only is it the highest rate, thank you to everybody that's been watching. Wednesday Night Live is my favorite. I love all of our shows, but I do recognize that this show is constantly growing, and the channel is growing because of this show. So we really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. All right, so let's keep growing. Don't forget to tell a friend to like the video and subscribe, and let's get into the episode. So last week we ended off with Garcelle telling Diana off, right? A lot happened last week. Crystal brought up, Crystal got nailed to the cross, and she kind of got back on that cross at the end of this episode. I wish she would just hush, but she didn't. But to pick up this episode, Garcelle again says for Diana to leave her alone, and Diana tries to rationalize why she's coming for Garcelle. She says that it was that fact that she called her evil. And so they go into this debate on what is worse, evil or being called a cunt. C-U-N-T. See you next Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. And I was just confused on what the cast said because they all said being called evil is worse. I wanted to get y'all thoughts on it first, on how y'all felt about the debate. Because it seemed like Diana is just as confused on what the word cunt means, actually, because clearly, but then again, Dorit, who ain't much credible on the side, also agreed. They all agreed that evil was worse. So, Jamie, what do you think how do you differentiate the two? How do you feel the difference in the words? Go ahead, Jamie.
I hate these bitches so much. This was very, very apparent that they all got together and was just like, we're gonna side with each other no matter fucking what. Like there was literally no justification. Dorit sat back and waited for other people to say their response. It was like, yeah, absolutely, me too. Evil is worse. Like, I hate her so much. I'm glad Kyle kept her mouth shut though. Like Kyle knew what was up. She was like, I don't have an opinion.
But that's just as bad to me as not acknowledging that the C word is worse.
I mean, she kept her mouth shut.
I could sit here and call almost any woman evil and they won't flinch. But you say the C word and baby, they gonna flip upside down and say you're disgusting. How dare you? Honestly, no. You might need to take a poll on that in the chat.
I'm definitely gonna do a poll after this. I'm gonna do a poll for sure.
And we're not the best, like most reliable source because gay men love using curse words and terms as terms of endearment. So, like,
well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I guess being called evil would be worse. Are you cunty, honey? Are you giving the girl a cup?
But
are you a nasty old dirty C word?
I think in their circle, in their life, the people that they are, cunt is definitely worse. I'm sorry. I mean, that is
But they used the word.
Well, and the way she used it was not. That was not a term of endearment. They used the word
evil so freely in past seasons. So
yeah, I was going to say Erika came in and reclaimed the word because when Erika would use it, they would be like, "Oh my God, I'm like, oh darling, oh my God, you cannot say that." So I think she is.
Next year, Erika's probably going to have it part of her tagline. If she comes back, she's going to say something is. And what's the difference between a cunt and evil? She's going to say me.
But she's both.
Stupid. Right. What? That's the point. It's not going to make sense. But yeah.
What's the difference between a cunt and evil? The Fulton County court system, bitch, because that's where you're.
Chicago
County court system.
And so, out after they debates about that, Diana seems to be confused on who called her soulless. Sutton actually called her soulless, but it seems like she associated everything with Garcelle. And Garcelle is like, what is the problem? Like, why are you basically giving me all of the slack that you should be giving to Sutton? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the person that you're really upset with. Why am I getting all of it? Diana doesn't really do a good job of trying to, I guess, enunciate why. And so she talks about how she's disappointed and how she's hurt. And I'm just confused as to why she's disappointed and hurt. But she says that she also has launched an investigation and created a lawsuit to get justice for Jax. That's what she said. She said he is going to get justice for Jax. That should not have happened to him. Some she could have been said long time ago, but even when she said it then, I didn't believe it. Was very performative. I thought it was a piece of some bullshit. But because she don't really care about that damn child. She just wants to make sure that now, because her name is associated with it, she doesn't have no parts of it. That's really all she wants. She's making
that was in the lawsuit. Did y'all see the lawsuit? Strictly that when the lawsuit was shared, it said Diana Jenkins files suit claiming the bots are damaging her reputation. Nothing to do with justice for Jax. She filed lawsuit against an unnamed person because they mentioned her name.
I'm confused though.
Yeah.
Because you file suit against John Doe. So how do you know who to go after? Do you go after the company to release different like what? Maybe our legal scholar Kyra can tell us when she joins later. I don't know, but
she joins later.
I'm confused because if it's against John Doe, who the hell are you going after?
Yeah, John Doe is typically used when you don't want to name somebody, like when you know who they are, but you don't.
You know what? There was a person that didn't he like come forth and say that he was hired or something like that.
It was fake.
He was coming to the reunion and all that.
Yeah, that's that little homosexual that be on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's John Doe. I don't know.
Listen, I was gonna say they better than me because if they come knocking at my door, I'm gonna say who name on that?
Yeah.
John Doe, you got to go and find somebody else because my name ain't John Doe. Okay.
Cassie
I wish I would.
Did y'all hear when she was like, because I have money to make her loss? I was like, well, damn, no. I'm so tired of her.
Well, it felt like a dig. It felt like a dig. She said because the way she worded it, she said part of my privilege is that I have money to spend. I'm like, girl,
let's call it what
I can guarantee.
It's not a dig, Jamie. It's racist. Let's call
That's racism. There it is. I will say that because the comments that they were responding her with on Instagram when all this was going on, recognize your privilege, recognize this, blah blah blah. She was sitting there ignoring her baby, reading these messages.
She was being overtly racist towards Garcelle because you sat there as much as you hate Sutton, you still were blaming Garcelle for what Sutton said. Like
Sutton raised her hand.
There's an unhealthy obsession there, like very unhealthy.
And I think it has to do with the color of the skin. Let me say something. For everybody who watches this show, I don't care what you want to hear and what you don't want to hear. When you come up here and you get you a square, you can say that it ain't racist. But for me and my square, it was heavily racist. It was heavily microaggressive, this whole reunion. And I honestly did not want to wear this leopard print or whatever this print is I got on, zebra, whatever it is. I wanted to wear a daishiki and kente cloth, okay? Because I am going to take you girls to the school of don't be racist. Let's get it. I'm sick of it. I'm done.
It's class in section. It's class in section.
I don't know. Can I afford a classroom? Do I have the privilege to go to school? I don't know.
I don't know, Junior.
You never know.
Justice for Chase. Justice for Chase.
I am like sick of it.
Well, thank God that you were
I've been trying the whole season. I've been like this. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
Thank God that person from Monday said they ain't tuning in no more because baby, they gonna get it tonight.
Yeah, if we don't really, I'll say this: we don't really address too many comments, but there was a comment. Myself and Chase did a video on BravoCon Monday, and someone commented and it was like, "This was the first and last time watching our videos because they felt like we were using the fucking race card too much." And I'm just like, and Danny responded. I didn't really say much, But I don't really. I try not to argue with people in the comments. It doesn't why there's so much positivity. Why look at one negative comment? However, some people do need to be checked. And so that's what we're speaking about, on our channel. We're not just saying everything is racist, but at the end of the day, we're not going to sweep it under the rug. Like, it does exist. And just because you don't want to hear about it does not mean, if you don't want to hear about it, you go somewhere else. But if it happened, it's prevalent.
Right.
And Cortez,
there's
right.
hundreds of white media outlets doing this same thing.
Well, no,
go over to them.
The thing is, Cortez, you're right. We don't address them all, but I would hate for somebody to click on the video, not see the actual show, and see that comment first and be turned off from it. That's what I don't like. So that's why. That's not the only reason I wanted to comment, because they were dead ass wrong, but that's one of the reasons as well. Like you had to be made clear.
And I commented as well. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I will say that Andy tried his best to address everything. A lot of racially motivated things. Something else comes up later. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he's just not equipped, as we always say, to have these conversations, because I do think he let Diana off. Not only did he let her go from the damn reunion quick, I mean, she didn't need to be there anymore, because Garcelle and Sutton had said that they did not want to talk to her. I applaud them for that. That's how you get rid of a bitch. I'm glad that we know that. I don't think she'll be coming back, because neither one of them are dealing with her, and I don't think anyone has a tie to her. But I will say that they need somebody. If he's going to ask those questions, it should be somebody else asking them, because they're let off too easy. Diana was in her little square. She was just like this the whole time. Like she got
the scholarship in how long she was.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Yeah.
And it's as far as that comment to that commenter on Monday, Danny was so very eloquent, and he put it, the nice way, and I just put it the way I wanted to put it. I said good riddance, and good riddance to her, good riddance to this topic. Let's move on, because I've been to hop through this phone.
All right, let's move on.
And find everything.
Jay's gonna go back to Monday's show and type.
So just to close out this piece right here, Erika tries to come to Diana's defense by saying that her intentions are good, but that both of them are hurt. I said, shut the fuck up, Erika. Like, stay out of it. And after Sutton basically says where her and Diana stand, and Andy just shoots her on back and says, well, thank you for coming out, as if she was a friend of the show. And I'm like, why did y'all waste a whole diamond on this woman? Like, y'all clearly have no interest in her. I mean, look at this.
Her privilege.
Right. I mean,
who was it going to give it to? Sheree?
No, they could just give
poor afterthought.
They could have.
They didn't need it to be anybody. We were fine.
We didn't need any legends on the cast. We didn't need it.
I thought it was interesting that Erika was so quick to jump up and defend this girl by saying, "Oh, her intentions are pure. Her intentions are pure."
Because she wants.
But all of them were so quick to talk about and chastise Crystal and say, "Your delivery is wrong. Your words are clumsy. You're not saying what you're supposed to be saying." Like, okay, you can support Diana, but also say, "I get where you're coming from, but your delivery, this is all wrong. You should probably stop talking for a little bit and listen to what Garcelle is telling you." But they don't have the balls for that. It's very clearly that they ushered her in to get strength for their alliance. The writing is on the wall. They know at this point the fans do not care for her. So they're like, bye, Diana. Have a good day.
Good riddance.
Good riddance. So
after that, he sends them off on a little break. There's 3 different conversations going on during the break. There's one with Erika and Rinna. And basically they're talking about they can't believe that Garcelle thought that someone in the group sent those, created those messages, paid for those bots, basically came at her son. And Rinna says it is sad that she would think that. I'm like, okay. And so then you have Garcelle and Sutton, they're talking, having a cool time. And Garcelle is basically speaking to Sutton and saying, I know you weren't a racist. They're kind of talking on the topic. I guess this is the first break since the whole Crystal thing. And then you have Kyle, who is still kind of irritated with Crystal and saying that Crystal is trying to save her ass. Any thoughts on these 3 little conversations that happened in the back? Go ahead.
Question.
Go ahead.
Was Crystal talking to a wall? Where was she? Why didn't you show her?
They didn't show her.
They did?
They did.
No, they didn't show.
Oh, okay.
No.
I just want to make sure. Go ahead, guys.
It's so sad.
I like Sutton and...
My bad. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I really enjoyed Sutton and Garcelle immediately backing each other up and going in and being like, "You did your shit. I got your back. Good for you. You were eloquent."
Yeah.
Rinna and Erika were gaslighting at its fucking finest.
That's crazy. Okay.
That's all I got.
Yes. I just hate that Sutton backed Garcelle up more backstage than she did while she was on stage.
Yeah.
And Sutton talked about it. I guess she made a post over the weekend or something, or a comment on somebody's tweet that said, I wish you would see that me not jumping in to defend her as much as allowing her to talk. But we also know Sutton has no problem interrupting people while they're talking. So it's just.
Well, she did publicly apologize on more than one occasion over BravoCon. If Garcelle want to accept it, I'm just saying, if Garcelle want to accept it, that's fine, because that's her apology to accept. At this point, not knees. What do they call it? Crab legs, and that ragged ass ponytail. Better get it together, because I'm serious. This is the last season I'm going to let Big Sut slide, okay? Because Big Sut is giving Big Run.
You said
I don't know.
You said she wasn't Big Sut no more.
You said she was just Sut.
You just Sut.
Oh, well, I mean, she's
Sutty. Sut home.
Right.
What I will say is, what I am noticing this reunion versus Sutton last reunion, I think that she is taking feedback, and she is very calculated when she opens her mouth. She did not defend herself with Crystal. If you see throughout the rest of the episode, when she's talking to Kyle and different things, she kept it to 2 to 3 sentences. She was very specific. I think that she is learning. She really does stick her foot in her mouth the more that she talks. And I'm hoping that this is her strategy to just I'm going to be quiet until I need to be. But I really wish this moment she would have stepped up and been like, y'all really could have fucking backed Garcelle up a little bit more and said y'all are finding excuses why Garcelle should be friends with Diana instead of addressing the issue.
You know what, though? A lot of things about Erika click for me now. As I watch those two have that conversation, they're obviously delusional and, all of those things. It's no wonder to me why she felt like she was entitled to keep those earrings, and she is fighting to get them back. Like, she is the smartest Kardashian. Like, what the fuck? Did she really sit there and have that conversation with Lisa Rinna and say that, what does that say about her and what she thinks of us and da da da? What we think is that you're a piece of trash, and we think that you would absolutely do it because you spoke to my child like you had lost your motherfucking mind, bitch.
And what if Erika's child been threatened? Like, Erika's child has never been a child since she's been on the show. He's been on the grown adult.
Well, okay, she dragged Big Eileen.
Eileen said one thing, and she just got so bad on the damn boat.
You don't know we've gone through ever and not.
Girl,
and Eileen was like, "Girl, what? Is everything okay at home?"
All right, so I want to move on to the next part because we got lots to discuss. This is where it got interesting. So they kind of give Kyle this little segment, blah. They talk about her and just what's going on. They talk about the whole Dorit, Mauricio, and Kyle, little throuple. They didn't really talk about nothing like that. And then Erika kind of throws out something. I think she said that. Did she say that PK thought she was a porn star in the past or something like that? I mean, and it was
Dorit's first time hearing that story. That's kind of weird.
Very weird.
Yeah. She's Kiki and she's like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, Andy was like, all right, next. So I'm gonna go next too. They talk about Garcelle's Birkin. I really hate that they was emphasized. Like, when we talked about this episode, I just hate that she kind of played into that. Oh my God, I want a Birkin. I just didn't like it. And I hate that they made it a segment because it's like, well, to me, I'm just going to say the little black girl that couldn't get a Birkin. That's what I see the story as. And I don't like it. I didn't like it. So passing that, she did get her Birkin. She paid $13,000, blah. They talk about Garcelle in her book. And I knew that they were going to ask Erika about her throwing in the trash, the post. And so in this moment, it is revealed that Lisa actually threw the book away. The story is that she threw the book away, sent it to the group chat that Garcelle is not a part of. That's not surprising. We all have group chats that are separate. And Erika being upset at what she posted about you make yourself look bad. She threw the book. She posted the picture on Instagram, right? And so apparently, Erika got a lot of slack, not just for that because it being Garcelle, but also about her recycling because the trash had like all type of shit in it. And they just seem to focus a lot on that. A lot about the recycling. I feel like it was kind of brushed over. And so I just want to get y'all thoughts on this. Garcelle did say that since then, I'm sorry, Rinna says the reason why she threw the book away was because there was a piece about Amelia in the book that she didn't like. And so Garcelle says that after this came out and she realized that Rinna did not like it, the lawyers reached out to her. They decided to come out with a second version of the book, which would not have that part in it. And so that should have resolved the issue. But this is why Rinna said she threw it away. And so Andy is more shocked about all the heat that Erika took, and Erika's like, me, I'm the heavyweight champ. I don't care. I take the heat. That's how she is, right? And so, what are y'all thoughts on this whole thing? Because I just didn't like it. And you notice Garcelle's face was she was pissed, and I mean, like her face was like they was over there kiki and laughing on this side of the couch. She was not here for it. I don't know if it was the book. I don't know if she was feeling those undertones in this moment, but she was not feeling it, and I felt it for her because I just didn't like it how they just kind of made it a mockery. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a book, it's her accomplishments, that's fine, but it just didn't make sense to me. Start with you, Danny.
It's funny that Big Bad Lisa Rinna, I don't give a fuck what y'all say, I don't give a fuck about nobody, really sat there and let Erika take all that heat. Now, granted, it's maybe Erika told her, girl, let them think I did it. I want her to think I did it. Maybe it was that, but it was weird to me, like real since they prefer evil, I'm gonna say real cunt-like behavior.
These moments like this, I'm gonna say I really wish that somebody would like really check these hoes. Like when I say check these hoes, like check because they get away with so many things. It's like I didn't find it to be very like comical at all. My bad. Go ahead, Chase.
I was enraged from the rooter to the tutor, from the beginning of that segment to the end of that segment, from them treating Garcelle as if she was Jennifer Hudson on Sex and the City, got that ugly ass Louis Vuitton, and it was my first Louis bag. From that to find out that they have a whites only group chat, that pissed me off. And then for them to sit down and laugh, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, they ate Garcelle ass up. And if it wasn't such the undertone that they seem to always have, I probably would have given it to the girls, but I can't. I also wanted to go ahead and, really rip Garcelle a new one because I'm like, stand up. You're being weak. But in that moment, what can you do? You're defeated. You're alone. Yeah. You're on an island by yourself. And if you lash out, you're no longer the problem. They're no longer the problem. You're the problem. And then how could you, blame the children and the bots on that? So now you're mad about me throwing your book away in 1986's trash can. And like, they are the biggest pieces of trash. And if I see them hoes in the street, 86, because that's what that phone is. And it makes perfect sense that is Lisa Rinna's trash can because the bitch got rats. So it makes absolutely sense.
I saw it was definitely a rat little tail coming out.
The sad part was even more so while it was airing, it's when they went to when they stopped filming for a second and take a break, and how Andy just engaged with them like he found it funny too.
Yeah,
and Garcelle was on
he was so focused on how much she got, slack for not recycling and stuff like that. Like that was
Garcelle, she wanted to cry.
Yeah,
the whole thing, like Lisa's excuse for it didn't make any fucking sense because one, the story didn't have anything to do with her daughter. It had to do with Lisa. It had to do with her shit behavior. If anything, Garcelle was sticking up for her daughter by saying, are you concerned that your behavior is affecting your daughter? Like, you need to take a look at yourself. The fact that Lisa made this huge ordeal out of this, and Garcelle literally said, we took care of it. That's it. I have respect for whatever Lisa's feeling. We removed the book. We have a second edition. She's better than me because I definitely would have had words. But the thing is, Garcelle is very smart. I think she realized that letting them do what they do could cause more damage than her yelling at them. Because I can guarantee if you go to Twitter right now, and if we're looking at any review across the board, Rinna and Erika at the end of last episode and this episode look like public enemy number one. We saw what happened at BravoCon. They both got booed. Neither one of them have people that are really on their side. And the people that are on their side are Real Housewives of New York City fans. So it's like
I love New York City.
People see the racism. People see the microaggressions. I think Garcelle, she wants to yell. She wants to do that. You could see in her face, like Cortez said. But I think she let these fucking hoes do what they do. Let them wear their own reputation out. Because at the end of the day, Garcelle's the one with the first look gig at Netflix. Garcelle's the one with the book deal. Garcelle's the one that's getting side projects. Neither one of these ladies has anything going on, and brands are running from them.
Yeah.
And their publicist fired them both.
And now they ain't got representation. So what's going on? They're turning into IG influencers at this point.
Well, you know, Brenda did reveal she does like Instagram a whole lot, child.
Lord.
I'd be surprised if there are parlor influencers at the end of this damn reunion.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was another, uncomfortable scene. Just didn't like that from a brown sister, Garcelle. And she was very uncomfortable. I know people are going to say, oh, Sutton can't defend herself. Why would she step in? I just feel like Sutton could have said something. But I think Sutton honestly just wants to be in the clear. She don't want no issues with nobody. She's not going to go the extra that Garcelle probably will go for her. And it's starting to look like that more and more. It's just unfortunate.
I don't think she understood, Cortez.
You don't think
that stuff I don't think she understands because she can't understand it.
But you know what?
Yeah, I agree.
Reason why I feel like she does is because Sutton can understand when someone's being rude to her. She takes things very hard, but when things happen, when somebody yells at her, she gets so timid and she doesn't like it. Go ahead.
Well, they're more in their face with Sutton.
Sutton don't really know when to catch a microaggression. She don't know when.
Sutton
don't recognize.
Oh, well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, because their shade with Garcelle is slick. They can laugh it off and see like, oh, well, I threw your book in the trash because of blah, 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 blah. With Sutton, they call her a cunt to her face. It's very aggressive. These other ladies are also, they ain't stupid. They're not going to put their shit as aggressive. They're dumb, but they ain't stupid. There's a reason Rinna has survived 10 years on this show.
I do agree with when you said that Garcelle saying nothing actually works, because Garcelle is the people's champ. She is. I mean, for this franchise right now. So I don't think it's very evident. And I mean, whereas I wish she would say something, she really don't have to. She, she kind of, it's kind of like she, I don't want to say the barbs, but Garcelle got her little mini barbs, like they kind of work for her.
Oh my God. You know what I would have did at BravoCon if I was her? You remember off of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Aunt Viv did the dance? Everybody, and she walked past the host and said, bitch. Now you know the people don't see it for you.
You said again?
I'll be a barb for Garcelle.
Online.
I don't want to be called a barb. I don't want to be
Me neither,
called
but you know
I ain't going that far.
If you get another name, then I'll do it.
I'm not going to go that far.
We could be the boobies.
The garbage.
The boobies.
She do got to listen.
The sellers. The sellers.
She does have to she does have to toughen up though. I'm sorry. And I'm not gonna stand off of that.
She's tough. Like she's taking a lot. Don't conflate resilience with her pussing out. Like she's doing what she's doing. Garcelle, we saw at BravoCon. Garcelle, like Cortez said, is the people's champ. She's got an overwhelming support on there. That lady is gonna collect a check. She's doing what she's doing. I gotta appreciate her.
I'm sorry, she's not moving wrong. How can I put it?
You want her to pop them in the throat.
I don't want her to sit there. I don't want her to sit there.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Well, no, I agree. I want a balance. I don't want her just to sit there and do this right here.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want just a little bit more. Because I mean, it's the reunion time. She's not gonna have these moments every time. So it's like, girl, just at least if you're not gonna check it all the time, check it in the moment. Check it, when it counts. And this is a moment I feel like.
This may seem like a reach for some, and whoever feels like that, that's all right. I understand. But for me, it is hard for me it's hard for me to watch her sit there and take it, because I feel like not only are they attacking her, but because it's so microaggressive, I feel like they're attacking me as a black person as well.
Yeah. That's understandable. And I mean, Sheree should have had her back on a lot of stuff too, but we saw how that panned out.
She ain't even there at this point.
All right, hold on one second.
Cherie is sold to the hospital, honey.
Shout out to the super chat from Kylie. Says, I felt like Garcelle and Sutton were getting roasted like they have been all season. An entire segment used to make a Fix a Flat sympathetic.
Ooh.
Sutton didn't get too much yet.
Fix a Flat.
Fix a Flat. Fix a Flat in the tire. Either way, shout out and thank you, Kylie, for the super chat. All right, so let's move on to the next segment. Unless y'all want to talk about Rinna and Lois, I ain't got nothing to say. They did.
We're good.
But
I do love that one comment. I do love that comment that Andy wrote, acting like somebody else said it about, what's your excuse for all the times you were like that?
Denise. Yeah. Child, we know Andy writes all these questions. He does ask us on
all
Twitter to send questions, but when we send them,
she don't. Because Chase had a different question, I can guarantee.
And how many seasons OC been on? OC been on for what? 15, 16 seasons?
Somewhere around there.
16 years of Housewives. I've never seen anyone come and say, oh my God, they asked my question on the show. Nobody.
They asked mine once.
Oh, well,
but it was on Watch What Happened Live, not the reunion. So
we talking about the reunion.
Right. Okay. Yeah, don't count. Okay. They asked my question to Nene though.
The next segment was about Sutton, I guess, being clumsy with her words, which I don't think she's any more clumsy than anybody else, especially that damn lizard lady.
Rinna.
You're right, Rinna. They talk about how it started with her comments about Rinna and the charity event and her paying for the seats. Then they talk about her and the comment about towards the REIT, when she was talking to Kyle about not having a gun to her head. And then they talk about her and the miscarriage, and I kind of cackled when she was like, you said you had a miscarriage. You said you had a miscarriage. That's confusing. It took me out. I was laughing. I forgot about that. She was like, that's confusing. But anyway, so they talk about that, and they talk about the gun comment, and she talks about is very regretful of the comment. It was the worst thing she ever said, and she just hates that day. That's what she said. It was that bad. I'm like, all right, girl, it wasn't that damn bad.
It wasn't that bad, honey. Because don't nobody believe in me though.
But no, in my opinion, I thought she was smart for that because she knew Dorit was about to drag this whole thing. Erika was going to jump on it. Kyle was going to shoot. Here, what do you want to hear? Oh my God, I'm just sick about it. And Dorit said, well, thank you. All Dorit could say was like, I appreciate what you said. Like, girl, where you go from there?
But see,
ahead of the story. She got ahead of it before Dorit tried to make it more. I agree.
Dorit is better than me. I mean, not Dorit, but Lisa Sutton is better than me because I would have. I don't want to say that, but I would have blew my cover because I would have been like, when she was said I really needed that, I was like, bitch, you needed what? Oh. I actually feel really bad that I said it. I'm sorry, girl. Baby, the way my cover would have been blown, she was like, because I needed to hear that from you. You ain't need to hear nothing, boo. Either you got robbed or you didn't. What about it? What I think?
Go find the phone, Bubby. Find the phone, Bubby.
Go find the phone. Find the phone.
Don't do that.
Find the phone.
Don't do that.
They'll cover her trauma. So one thing they talked about that I was actually surprised to mention, we've kind of talked about it here, that I've seen some comments. I know Kyra has mentioned a couple times in the chat about Kyle getting physical with people. Obviously, she got a little physical with Sutton. We talked about it. Apparently the bruise, she saw the tweets and Twitter and things like that. She didn't create the bruise. It wasn't a bruise. It was what's that, makeup, something like that for somebody else?
Makeup.
So that's fine. But I mean, do y'all think that Kyle has an issue with getting in people's space? Because even when she was addressed and told about it in this reunion, she really didn't. She should have just been like, you know what? I need to work on that, because clearly there's a pattern. In the video when they showed it back, I guess I watched it when it came on the episode, but showing how like pushed her back, it was very aggressive, and it was definitely somebody popped her.
That's why Brandy almost threw her down the stairs.
Bitch, Brandy was about to do the big one on her.
Baby, she didn't want none of Brandy, bitch. She was like, you know what? Actually, I'll go over here. You're right.
And as Brandy attacked her. No, girl, Brandy was.
No, bitch, you ran up on her.
She did run from Brandy.
But my thing is, they act like it was a flight of stairs. It was like 2 stairs.
Okay, threw you down the stairs. It was a step.
It was a step.
Listen, can I ask you a question? Could you just splice that in for next week's show since it's the finale and just play it at random moments? Just play her like getting tossed. Make my day.
It was her falling down the stairs and saying, "Don't touch me!" Like as she's
Wait,
falling.
but she was trying to keep a hold of the
pizza.
pizza though. She didn't want to drop the pizza. That was hilarious. She was like, "Oh my god, no wait."
She should have. That dog could have ate it.
Not the dog. She didn't have the dog back then.
Do y'all think so? They also talk about Sutton and the whole miscarriage thing, how she mentioned it, to, I guess, relate with Diana. Dorit says that she felt like she mentioned it to make it about herself. And Andy brings up a comment, and he asks Erika, do you not think that you're more of a liability than Sutton is to her? And I was like, ooh, because this is very valid. And they had to get into it. Crystal.
We asked that.
But Lisa Rinna was like,
they couldn't think. They was just like, it was like light bulbs going like, wait a minute, what do I say here? Because they couldn't possibly. So that lets me know that they're not even self-aware. They don't even know what they're doing.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
they're not. Because clearly they were very flabbergasted as to what the hell. Like, what you mean? She's not allowed.
They wanted to ask Andy whose side he was on.
Yeah. Very much.
Yeah, very much so. But Andy clearly had chosen a side in that moment. And like I said, Crystal says that the Fox 4 does exactly what they accuse them of doing. So basically, every time Garcelle is taken up for Sutton, she feels like the 4 of them do it. However, she definitely wanted to be a part of that 4 into a 5. So I'm glad that she's, seeing this and is able to realize that maybe she didn't fit with them anyway with that 4 because that wasn't it. And then
she don't fit on this side neither. Let's just be very clear. She don't fit over here neither. What she fit
we're
on
good.
Show.
There's only room for 2.
She don't like Michael Jackson, so she can't be over here. I like
I love me some Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I do too. So there. But Crystal, at this moment, it's giving, girl. They don't now. I realize they don't want me, and Kyle didn't read me. Now I gotta say some stuff to get back over here.
I love that at the commercial break she ran over. She ran over to Garcelle and Sutton was like, "Hey y'all, you want to do a shot?" I was like, "Girl, move."
Listen, right? Like Garcelle and Sutton are walking out. She's like, "Hey guys, wait up, coming." No, bitch, no.
We're good over here.
Yeah, we're good.
I will say I like that Sutton didn't like Kyle. I know you apologize. I know it was good. She was like, "No, you grabbed me aggressively, bitch. Like you good. You do that often." What are we gonna say?
Kyle thought she was gonna Kyle-splain that away. She really did.
Yeah,
she was like, "Let me finish Kyle-splaining it." Was like,
I was very happy that when Andy asked Garcelle, does she think Sutton makes it about her? Mm-hmm. I like that Garcelle said at times she does, and she didn't clean it up by saying, but in this instance she wasn't. I feel she wasn't. I'm glad she just put the flat.
Because and Sutton didn't look surprised because that's a conversation that they've had before. Like real friends. Like, girl, stop talking.
I mean, like I said earlier, I feel like everybody at some point, maybe now, before, in the past, in the future, has a friend that they may be the most misunderstood. However, that's their friend, and they choose to be their friend. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that she knows who Sutton is. Like, she's not crazy. She knows Sutton can be, awkward, can say shit that get herself in trouble. I think she chooses, but I think she's also a really good friend to Garcelle. So I don't think anything they're saying to her about Sutton is news to her. But I mean, it's just that, listen, I support her. I guess she feels like she has her back, is what I see. I mean, sometimes I'd be confused. I don't know. So that's just me.
She got her back from way back.
She got her side. It's like she ain't got her back. She got the side. She like, Garcelle, you good?
I think that's why Sutton's been quiet, because Garcelle was like, "Girl, do not embarrass either of us tonight. Don't embarrass us."
That might be why she's being quiet. Garcelle might have told her, "Girl, I'm not about to do all that for you tonight, so you better speak up." Yep.
Don't embarrass us. We're not doing this.
Hey, baby, say what you got to say and get out. Okay, get in and get out.
Get in and get out very quickly. Very quickly.
So Sutton addresses Lisa. They talk about the whole, charity thing again, and Sutton just tells Lisa she comes at her the hardest. She picks on her, and she wants an apology. And Lisa gives her an apology, but before she gives her the apology, Lisa's like, Sutton is like, listen, this is a pattern, blah, blah. And Lisa's like, listen, I can't talk about what's going on, but right now, I'm telling you, I'm sorry. And I'm just like,
And Sutton said, she apologized, and then Sutton didn't accept it. Sutton said, no, it's a pattern with you.
Yeah, I loved it.
Wait, I wanted to ask, did Sutton also say, did she also say why? Like, when she said, I apologize, did Sutton say why? Like, why are you sorry? Like, why are you apologizing? I thought I heard her say why. So.
I think at this point, all she said was, I don't consider you a friend. I was like, all right,
well, get to that part,
Let her know.
Oh.
That was it.
Somebody hijacked the show.
That was the same part. That was on the same part.
That was the same part.
Yeah, it was.
You didn't say it though. You didn't say it.
All right.
I mean, I'll say this. I love that Sutton kind of tried to stick it to Renna, but I wish that she would also turn to Kyle and say, all right, I got you now, Renna. Now, what about you, Kyle? Because you have not been a good friend to me. Because clearly Kyle may not do what Renna does, but she definitely throws her under the bus. She does not have her back. She leaves her out to dry. She needs to, at some point, I don't know what it's going to take. She needs to look at Kyle and say, you owe me an apology for A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Because she's done everything Renna has done before.
I think Sutton feels that Kyle pulls the strings behind it with the producers on that show, and I'm not going to go at her too hard because I might get thrown off.
But she won't, because Garcelle, the producers, try to make Kyle look as bad as they could this season. I love it.
I'm glad
they got new production. I love it.
I'm glad they did it.
Okay. So outside of that, they touch on Lisa's social media presence. And Andy talks about all the times that she... Oh, first, I meant to do this really quickly. Shout out to Nisha for the super chat. I didn't see no comment.
Hey, Nisha.
Call in and give us your thoughts tonight, Nisha. Thank you for the super chat, okay?
My girl.
So back to Lisa's social media presence. Andy says they've had many conversations. I really wish I would see these conversations because I'm pretty sure it's not to the same degree as he's came at Ken, Amy, and all the other women that has, social media problems or whatever. But, people, he goes to comment about people saying that she should be on pause. She said, put me on pause. I don't care. And I was like, oh, okay.
She kind of repeated it twice with aggression.
Yeah, I was like, it was very like, okay, I hope they put her as on pause so she can be ridiculed she wants.
Speaking of aggression, I was glad when Sutton called Kyle aggressive.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And then they talk about all of Renna's posts. And they specifically look at the post from Renna talking about that she feels like when people come for Garcelle, they're looked at as racist. Something about what she said, something about these hoes, something like that. I think that's what she said at the end, but they talk about it and they ask Garcelle to speak on it. So Garcelle speaks on it and she says she speaks on microaggressions and a lot of the undertones that we have talked about this entire episode. I don't even know if we need to really go into it because every segment has accounted for at least one or two or multiple than that. And so Crystal was like, yeah, Garcelle, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the microaggressions, the undertone. Yeah. And then Kyle is like, no, that's different. Not the same.
But before that, can we catch Garcelle when Crystal said, that's what I was talking about? Garcelle said, about what?
What are you talking about?
Crystal was like, huh?
What are you talking about? Could you please have your own moment? Please.
Go away. Go away. Don't ruin this. Don't ruin it.
Yeah. Crystal definitely thought she had a friend in that moment, but Kyle was just like, that's very different. And Crystal was upset, baby. Crystal told her that she does not truly understand. And the only reason why she says that she understood what Garcelle was saying is because she didn't want to get in trouble. And I'm like,
I believe that.
I'm like, get in trouble with who's she getting in trouble with? The black people or like the network? Ooh, I want to know.
I know Jamie did a backflip. He could
look, here's my thing. Even if Kyle was right in her critique of Crystal, I still was rooting for Crystal in that moment. Because I can't stand Kyle.
Of course.
Don't do that. We're not flipping this narrative. I'm not doing this with y'all. Not on part two. Not on part two of the reunion.
To Jamie, because Jamie likes Crystal and Teddy. And most people that people don't like, he likes them. So yeah.
I root for the underdog. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I love not Queen Marge. Hold on.
I love
not the Queen of Paramus. Not the Queen of Paramus.
Different show.
Paramus Mall.
It ain't twisted. Newbie, my friend Newbie says I like. He says he like Crystal. Okay.
I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text you, Newbie. I'm gonna get you about that. I'm gonna text you.
I don't know Newbie. I don't know. From what I know of Newbie, I don't know him that well. Not some of them have an opinion.
And tell Antonio in the comments to mind her business.
I'm weak. Not Jayne on the wrong team. Jayne on the team that he chooses to be. Wrong is
I'm not on a team. I'm not on Team Crystal. Y'all need to go back.
Yes, you are.
Obviously, y'all have not watched previous episodes. Obviously, y'all have not watched previous episodes.
Jamie,
we're not going to do that.
You on the wrong team, and you're not getting your $250 from her super chat.
So what I was saying was my feeling and my truth and how I experienced that. You can't tell me how I experienced Crystal. That's how you experience her.
Listen, Jamie, you and Crystal Berger can go on and be happy.
Let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. Do y'all think that?
Can we move on?
Do y'all think that Kyle, is it? Yes. Do you think that's Crystal? That not yet. Y'all think that Kyle is great? You say yes. No, I'm just saying. Do y'all think that Kyle just finds it really all a moment to, I guess, diminish anything Crystal feels?
Or absolutely.
Is it just a Crystal thing, or is it an everybody thing?
It's a Crystal thing.
Okay.
Crystal more so.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not gonna do it. Top score. Go top score.
I don't forgot my damn point. Y'all go ahead. I hate you.
Everybody want to speak on Crystal. They got the girls riled up. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say really quickly, and then you guys can have it. That one thing about Kyle, she may come for. We'll just say hypothetically speaking, everyone, but she does it in a covert way. You know what I mean? It's like she's pushing Sutton into fights. And she has never just really gotten a girl's face unless she really does not like you. Like the Carlton Gebbias, or you know what I mean? The Crystals, like, when she does not like you because she is in your face telling you that you stink and you should shut the fuck up. And that's what she does. And I can't say that I agree. I disagree because I wish she would shut up. So.
And she's not scared of Crystal. She knows Crystal doesn't defend herself. She knows Crystal's weak.
Oh. And even in that moment, Crystal still did not help her point. Instead of saying, you guys are right, I was wrong for saying Sutton said something dark and insinuating it was racist. What I should have said was the conversation I gleaned from that left me feeling a certain way, and I had to go back and had another conversation. But instead, she with this point. That's how I felt. Like, but no, girl, it's been proven. It's been fucking proven. You lied. It's been proven.
Ain't no way out of that, though. Listen, I hear you. It's no way out of that. It's no, because that sounds even worse.
Mm-hmm.
So you blatantly lied. That's what it sounds like to me. Go ahead, Dan.
And that's why I'm on Kyle's side, because Kyle was like, "Girl, you lied."
I get so much joy out of seeing them shut Crystal down, and I know I shouldn't, but the fact that Crystal every time disregarded Garcelle when she said she didn't feel part of the group, she didn't come to Garcelle's defense. Then she kind of doubled down with everybody else in hopes of being accepted by, I'm gonna just say it, the other white women. I get so much joy when now that they're tearing her ass up left and right like a tennis ball, back and forth. They're taking turns with her, and I love it.
Listen, y'all paid me desert dust last week when I came in here on a bottle of Riesling and listening to damn
not a bottle of Riesling
by Tina Marie, but I had a Crystal is Over party last week, bitch. I sure did, because she deserved everything that she got.
I would have joined you.
But I will say that little stunt she pulled with Kyle probably secured her season 3 diamond. She woke up.
I don't know I don't even think she knew what she was talking about. She was like,
she was wrong. At this point, she doesn't.
But then you did.
At this point, she was using every word, every buzzword that she could take. And you could tell Garcelle was annoyed, because if I was Garcelle, I was like, girl, this is two separate things.
Nancy's and Crystal cannot use the word problematic or dark. They're gone.
Oh my God.
That's kind of, to your comment, Jamie, that's kind of what Andy was like he was like, listen, these are kind of different. No matter how much Crystal was trying to make it the same thing, he was just like, it's not the same thing, actually.
Was it me?
Go ahead.
Was it me, or was Crystal dizzy after she got done?
Oh, bitch, Crystal needed to lie down.
She was
like, I don't know what's going on. Whoa.
She was mad. And because it was Kyle telling her to calm down or what'd you say?
Calm your tits. She said, calm your tits.
Calm your tits.
Crystal said, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. We're done.
I know. I can't wait to see Crystal's face. Last part of the reunion while Kyle is crying and getting tore up by Kathy. I know Crystal can't wait. I can't wait to see Crystal's face.
Well, you know what's going to happen? I feel like every time there's something that goes against any of those four, Crystal is going to speak because now Kyle done pissed her off. Kyle has pissed her off to the point to where that whole group can get it. It's going to be giving girls too late, but it's like,
I'll give her that little bit of credit for saying y'all do the same shit you're accusing Garcella. That little bit, because she didn't have to say it. She jumped in, that little bit of credit. But the thing is, it didn't come from an altruistic place. It didn't come from an altruistic place. It came from self-preservation. I'm like, girl, I got to get on some sort of team. I need to get on.
But the thing is, Sutton and Garcelle are going to accept her, as we see.
Oh yeah, because whenever she popped up with the shot, Sutton was like, "Oh, let's go." Like, all right.
Let me tell you.
Why are you mocking everybody?
But he's the one. He's the one who said that Mary Cosby was wrong for doing accents. Anyway, you did say it. I bet you said it. You did.
Podunk country is not an accent; it's a way of life.
And I wanted to make a Mary comment to Jamie just now, but I'm gonna hold it in. I'm gonna go for the chat later.
Yeah, don't do it. Please don't do it. Listen, that's why the credit is declined for Crystal. The little bit of credit she got on the card is declined because it was not coming from a place where she was truly like trying to defend Garcelle. It was coming from a place that I'm mad, and as Cortez said earlier, anybody can get it.
That's
so
what it was. Everything at that point.
Let's mention it all.
Do you all think that she would have even made a lot of those comments, like even the comments she made earlier about the Fox Sports doing the same thing that they're accusing Garcelle and Sutton of? Do you think she would have made that comment had she not gotten into it with Kyle? I mean,
absolutely not.
Because if we were all watching the same after show, this wasn't the same Crystal. That's the Crystal that we saw in the after show was definitely still trying to get in the Fox Sports. I feel like at the beginning of the reunion, they said, "Okay, the season's over, Crystal. We've decided that you have been declined membership," and she was upset right at the beginning of the damn reunion. And at that moment, she was mad. That's what I think.
Why does she want to be on the show so bad anyway?
It's weird. It's weird, but I don't feel bad for her. And sorry to the Crystalites. There's a Crystalite down here and other Crystalites. Sorry,
not the Crystalites.
Yeah, the Crystalite.
Crystal Burger won't like it, baby. Give you gas, heartburn, and Indonesia, baby.
Indonesia.
I don't like it. But that pretty much closes out.
I didn't say Indonesia, you weirdo.
So that pretty much closes out the episode. I mean, at the end of it, they do go and take shots or whatever, because I guess Kathy's on her way. And you can kind of tell that things are kind of getting a little tense because Kyle is, already kind of nervous.
Where she was scared.
Right. She's scared, child. Mind you, she just got into it with Crystal. She had a lot of mouth. So I hope that she has the same courage when she gets in front of her sister and Renna. And they show Kathy coming in her little matching little set, little boo-boo in her slippers. And that's the next
clear bitch.
I hope she does. Do y'all think it's gonna give what it's supposed to give? Or you think
it better give. Oh, absolutely.
What if it don't?
Oh, it's gonna give. Maybe I'm trying to.
It better give.
What you got going on?
It better give. Kathy Hilton been talking her big shit all over BravoCon. Kathy Hilton been talking her big shit. Like she better give something. And she's a nasty, vile woman outside of the show. So I know it gave something.
She ended her absolutely.
You're saying that outside of the show, she's the woman that Renna is saying she is on the show.
Absolutely. But I ain't got receipts. So
you know what I thought about when I saw her pull up in her moo-moo, knowing that she was getting ready to dead a bitch? I really feel like she came on that show, you know what, to avenge Kim. That's really, and that she's done. She's gone.
She's been playing a long game.
You know what? We should wear next week. We should wear pajamas. We should wear some pajamas.
Okay.
I mean, pajama night.
I'm down for that.
Pajama night.
I'm down for that.
Hey,
but y'all know, Jamie don't wear pajamas.
What you wear? We don't need to know. On that note, we're going to get ready to let some of our callers on. We have a few callers tonight. Of course, if we let these callers on, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Next week is the last Wednesday Night Live. Well, technically not, and I'll tell you why after the call is. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Our first caller is going to be Cassie. What's going on, Cassie?
Hi.
Hey,
it's my smile. I miss your smile. I love your smile, Cassie. Every time you call in, I love your smile.
And I love your smile.
I love your guys' smile too.
Oh, sorry.
Can we hear? Come on, Cassie.
No,
Sorry.
So this episode, I will rate it a 5. I felt bad for Garcelle. I felt like, she was defeated. Yes. In hindsight, like for me, I would be like, I would have said something, but I think, the reason she held back is because she was so angry, and I know she was probably gonna cuss him out in Creole, all them vagabonds, but she just, she held it back, and it hurt. Nobody had her back, even her good friend sitting right next to her. I was pissed at Andy because they sat there and they laughed and made a mockery of, the book or whatever the hell they wanted to do. But like Garcelle was sitting there in pain and nobody even glanced. And, I didn't like that at all. Lisa, like I heard that she's coming back and I'm so pissed. I hope that's not true. But the whole thing, I didn't like how, Andy didn't grill her the way he grilled my girl Candace. He was just sitting there kikiing and laughing with her. After she said, put me on pause, he kind of glazed over that. So that pissed me off. And last thing, I'm sorry, I cannot stand Kyle, but she got on Crystal. I can't stand Crystal. I keep Crystal from the get-go, and I knew she wasn't for us. You know what I mean? So everybody, in the beginning was like, oh, you don't see color, you don't see color. She was she was trying to play you guys to be on her team, and she got a whole bunch of people, because when you saw her true colors, she never had Garcelle's back in any of the moments, not one time. So from there, I was like, she is just whatever. So she played herself with that whole dark comment, and now it's my feelings and how I feel and blah, blah, blah. It was, I don't know. I was sitting there cracking up, which is kind of sad because Kyle was technically a little bully, but Crystal set herself up for that. She set herself up for that. And I'm kind of annoyed that Sutton didn't say nothing. And I keep hearing, because people think that Sutton did say something. And that pisses me off, because I'm thinking Sutton, that conversation they had is when she was making that comment about, there was a black girl, there was an Asian or Chinese girl, and she said it wrong. So Sutton, in not saying anything because she doesn't like confrontation, makes her in turn look like, she does something even more than what she does. I don't think anything was said that was dark or anything. I think Sutton is just a nervous wreck, and she pisses me off because she's a Virgo like me, and we do put our foot in our mouth. We do put our foot in our mouth at times because we can be very direct or whatever.
Hold on, no glasses. Wait 1 second, glasses. Don't do that. Go ahead. Go ahead, darling.
We're direct, and sometimes, it's funny because my son was trying to tell me, he's like, Mommy, I know what you mean. I know that, you're straightforward, but there's other people that may take it a certain way, and that's just Sutton. And she's and she's a little, kooky. So, but whatever. So I get, I feel bad because everyone's sitting here thinking that Sutton said something more than she said. But let's listen to Crystal and her words. She said what she said, which was bullshit. She couldn't even back up anything. It went to, now I felt a certain way. So let's just listen to what Crystal was saying. She didn't give any proof. She didn't give any examples, nothing. Okay, so there was nothing said. Leave Sutton alone, and I love her and Garcelle's friendship, and I love you guys more. Bye.
Oh,
bye, baby.
Thank you, Cassie, for everything. She always tunes in. She's always
I love her.
Engaged, and I really do appreciate that.
I wish you guys were because I would date each and every one of you guys.
Oh, hold on now. You like him a little zesty?
Well, I'm a man.
Oh,
I'm a man.
All right, thank you.
Get the strap, Kiki.
We love Cassie.
No, you
Cassie's
didn't.
definitely been a long-time supporter from the lane. I don't know when I started seeing Cassie, but I know these names a lot. It's been well over a year.
She's
or
been consistent. She was on last season. Like she's been on.
Can I talk about her hair? That hair was oof.
I love her smile. Like it's so genuine and so just like good energy.
I like yours.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
our next caller is going to be Demisio. What's going on,
Hey
Demisio?
guys. Hey. Good. How are y'all doing?
Good, and you?
Y'all all look good tonight. I just want to say that. All of y'all look fabulous. Yes, Chess. Yes, Chess. But I want to say, and we all have said this many times since Garcelle has came on the show, that like we want her to speak up more. And I get her stance on why she really doesn't, but it's just like in that moment when they were the book, the stuff about Jax, I sent this to a couple of y'all, I think on Instagram, but it was about Yolanda. But I really wish that Garcelle would have snatched the fillers and the collagens out of Lisa Rinna's lips and nailed them right onto the damn ground. Cause it's just like, girl, like this is not funny. To the ground. It's not funny. And I did feel bad for her. I feel like she just wanted to bust out crying. Like that's what it looks like. And Sutton is just garbage, a garbage ass friend. Like somebody needs to call her ass out about that, because it just don't make no sense. Like, why you can't say nothing, but yet she's always standing up for you. It's frustrating to watch. And I fully agree with everything you said, Chase. Like, when they are being microaggressive and sleek racist towards her, I feel like I'm the one sitting there on that couch and they're saying that to me. That's what it feels like. It's just like, damn, like, what the fuck? And then Andy don't say anything about it either. So it's just like, damn, ain't nobody on her side but the fans. Like,
that's what it is. Hurtful.
Very much hurtful. And the fact that she even feels like that she can't even speak up for herself is even more hurtful than anything. Like that she has to sit there and kind of like take that bullshit from them because she don't want them to all gang up on her with that white women shit that they pull all the time. Now on to Crystal.
Because
I'm not gonna
a fan of hers.
Huh?
One by one.
You was a fan of Crystal's. You loved Crystal.
Oh, I'm not gonna say I just loved her now, but I was okay. I'm not gonna say I loved her, but I was okay with Crystal. But her point when Garcelle said what she said about the microaggressions and stuff like that, it would have landed a whole lot differently if she would have just said that from the beginning when it first became about, instead of throwing Sutton under the bus, making the dark comment and just dragging this out for episode after episode after episode, when that's all she had to say if that's how she felt. It was that simple. And it would have made her point and made Kyle look even worse. And I just really hope they get rid of her and her bad spray tan, because she got on my goddamn nerves the whole damn time. And even though I was glad that she was like shutting Crystal down, I was glad that Crystal gagged her ass, because what she said was true. The only reason you agreed to what Garcelle said was because you didn't want the Black Twitter and everybody else in the damn Bravo universe to think that your ass was a racist. So you shut up, ma'am, with your bad spray tan over there. You be quiet and you just sit down and you wait on Kathy to come out here. That's what you do instead of trying to come all over here. You sit down and you just wait your turn, because it's coming. It's coming.
She need to sit that way for Kathy.
She needs to sit there and wait for
Now she needs to sit and wait on child. She is shaking. She's not.
She said this is not gonna go well.
Yeah, she need to sit over there and wait on Kathy to come out. You just hold your horses, man, because your time is coming. And I hope Kathy come out there and give exactly what that trailer gave, because the trailer gave. But
even the sneak peek gave too. She was like, "You don't remember what you said?" Or Lisa Rinna was like, "Damn, I did say something, didn't it?"
Yes, and Kathy said, "Baby, you wanted it on camera because your contract was coming up." I said, "Yes, Kathy." Finally,
what I want to happen is that the trailer gives us all the moments, and then
I'm gonna gag.
I'm gonna
be so mad.
Me too.
Right,
but yes, I
okay. Some more callers. Right. The line out the building. Thank you for calling,
guys.
Thank you.
Oh, and Vitamin C, 30 seconds or less. You better get it in and get it out.
Okay. Shout out to Isabel for the super chat because of Jamie's look in his shirt. That the shirt is okay to me. What is it?
I'm feeling. I'm feeling very. I feel like Whitney. Whitney at the pajama night, baby. Just
thank you, Isabel. The $20 is worth my eyes hurting all night.
Thank you.
Girl, shut up.
Are we splitting that $20 both ways? We
have a new
one for
caller.
each titty.
We have a new caller that wanted to call in, and the name is Lula. Lula.
Come on, Lula Bell.
Yeah, hi guys.
Hey.
Hi, Lula.
First of all, I love you guys so much. Wednesday's Nice is legit my favorite.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I make sure I put my baby to bed. I have a new baby and I'm pregnant. So I make sure I put her to bed and I literally put the phone next to me. Sometimes while my husband is sleeping next to me and he's like, what the hell?
Because our priorities.
Priorities. Watch the show and we're glad.
But I don't want to be disturbed,
Yeah.
So I want to get every word you guys say. So I just want to say I love you guys so much first. Second, Wednesday night literally is lit. And I love you all. So going to now Beverly Hills. This season irked my nerves. Okay? It irked my nerves. And I love Garcelle, but I feel like I wish sometimes she just, I just want to jump through the TV and just say, I got this. Just hold on. I went to an all-white school, and oh my gosh, the amount of microaggressions that I've gotten, changed my life. And I feel like now I know how to deal with white people, especially white women in general. And the reason why I say that is not to make it racist or anything like that, but to beat them to the punch, basically. They will stab you and then cry before you even get a chance to react, And so this whole season, I was just like, okay, what is going on here? And not just sudden, but is anybody gonna say anything on behalf of Garcelle? And the fact that nobody is saying anything, I am so mad. Watching this tonight, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch Beverly Hills if it continues to go like this.
At least tune in here on Wednesdays, even if you don't watch the show.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna
but
be
then
here
I'm gonna go back.
So you gotta come and watch us.
Anyway, for tonight, I was just like, I wish Crystal didn't say anything. I was like, why is she even talking? Oh my God, just shut up for a second. Because this maybe could have gotten another way, but the fact that she jumped in there, I just wanted to smush her in her face and just tell her to shut up.
Oh my goodness.
I love that.
I was so annoyed with her because I'm the point was, I felt like they were getting somewhere. And then she just ruined everything. Yeah. As for Lisa Rinna, I actually really liked her when she joined the show first.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what the heck she turned into. And then this season, and the fact that she's sitting over there talking, and then her and Erika are kikiing over throwing Sutton's book. I was like, Garcelle, you better say something. And nothing. The whole thing was disgusting. I was disgusted with this episode. I was disgusted with the season. I was mad that the same thing that was kind of happening to me when I was going to school was happening to Garcelle. The only difference between Garcelle and I was somewhere along the line, I got that, when they go low, you go lower.
What you do?
And it really worked in my favor to a point where they started needing me more than I needed them. And I was going to cosmetology school, by the way, and every time they needed a black person to do another black person's hair because the white girls couldn't do it, they needed me. So,
I would have smushed them in the face, Lula.
That's what I said. I almost did. I got into it with instructors. I'm sorry. I got into it with instructors, students, everybody. The good thing about my thing was that my sister is, heavily influenced in the community or whatever, and so they were a bit scared to retaliate. or kick me out of school or stuff like that. But my point is like, oh my God.
You're protective when you see stuff like this happen because it's like,
I
shit,
really
like,
am. I really
Yeah.
am. And I'm sorry for kind of just ranting, but I felt for her.
Yeah. No, we get it. I mean, that's part of the reason why Cortez started this channel. It's like, we want to be able to view these shows that so many other reviewers are reviewing, but we want to be able to see it through a lens that is a little bit different. So viewers that are kind of in our spot can come together and we can like chat about shit that we peep that other like reviewers and other media outlets may not peep the same way. So like, yeah, we get that.
I'm so frustrated.
Don't let them get you, girl. Don't let them get to you. Girl.
Don't let them get you.
Lula, we have 2 more callers to get on, so I'm about to let you go, okay? But thank you for calling in.
Bye, Lula.
And I'm glad.
Kiss that baby. Kiss that baby. Good night for me.
I will. Thank you guys. You guys have a great night.
You too, Lula. All right. I know Chase. I know you said you may need to go. If you have to, then feel free to do so. Because I got 2 more callers to get on. I thought you said you said something about the time. I guess not. My bad.
I said about the time. I said that they need to come in here with some time sense. And don't be rambling.
Okay. I'm sorry, Luke. All right. What's going on, Kyra?
Hello, family.
What's going on?
The young woman earlier was so pretty. I couldn't see her face before, but our family's so cute. This episode, this wasn't explosive, but it was disgusting.
Yeah.
First, it's kind of like I feel bad, but also I'm kind of like, as a Black person, I have to go up for every POC. So here's my thing. Crystal kind of irks me, and she can have her experience, but the fact that she had no comments on when her friend Lipstick Lickerson was on Instagram talking about how much she's donated to Haiti and Garcelle needs to educate people on all of her charitable efforts and da-da-da-da-da. And P.S. Crystal's not a liar. And Crystal's in the comments, yeah, I'm not. You didn't speak on that? But we are still going on about this Sutton thing that you won't tell anybody what was said. And it is gross because Sutton was acting a plum full this season with Crystal. A plum full. So to me, and again, I don't know if this is fair to Crystal, but the way she acts like she is rah, rah, rah. So if you're so rah, 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 pull an Ebony. I'm confused that you and Sutton got on such a bad foot. You guys were not anywhere close until the summer. Why did you never file a report on her like Ebony did on Ramona? If something was so dark and she was not friends with Sutton, and they didn't really have an in-depth conversation till later, I am confusion how you were able to move on from it, become friends with her, to the point where you and Garcelle are the only one out of the cast going to support her for her cashmere line, all this kind of stuff. You're going to die here against all this stuff. But something was said so dark, you can't even repeat it. And you want us to now go from she said something to the tone. And it bothers me because Crystal's very particular about her words until they don't work in her favor. She knew exactly what she was saying. And I can get if, she was thrown off by Garcelle asking her that question. I can get people being upset with Garcelle. But Crystal still responded the way Crystal responded. And then she in turn said Garcelle would be bothered if she knew it would affect Garcelle. It wouldn't affect Kyle. And Kyle, you were drunk, so that's why you don't remember. But then, it was the conversation the next day. But it was the conversation prior to, are you that girl? What is it? And you don't get to come to me later. You don't get to come to me later and say, it's my experience. You can't tell me how I feel when I'm asking you what happened so I can go on that journey with you. I'm sorry. I don't know you that well for me to just take your word up on it.
And Chase said that, earlier in the season too. He said like he felt like Crystal was weaponizing an experience, and it's okay to have a takeaway from. So I believe that maybe Sutton said something. We all believe that, but to the extent that Crystal then exploded it, it was almost like she was weaponizing a feeling or a discomfort to try to drive the storyline. And what it does is it minimizes experiences like Garcelle is actually experiencing on the show in real time, to where it makes other people look at it and be like, well, girl, did you really experience that? Why should we listen to you? And it's frustrating as fuck to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I guess it just, like, the Diana thing, that she is friends with her and she had nothing to say about you going up for her and the whole Black content creator, but then she followed it up with something else about Black communities, lowercase b. Anyway, Sutton, what happened?
Well, listen, Kyra, really quickly, I just want to say the thing about about Crystal that also is, I don't want to say infuriating because I don't want to give her that much, but she is very cognizant and very aware of certain things that are said that are not okay. Like when Diana's whole segment, if you go and they pan the camera and take a look at Crystal's face, Crystal knows that this is wrong. Crystal knows that Diana is not, looking great. She's coming off microaggressive, racist, all of these things. And she still chooses to say nothing because it doesn't benefit her. So, fuck her. Go ahead, Kyra. I just wanted to go ahead and...
No problem. I'm just responding to people being annoyed because I'm calling into a show and saying how I'm feeling.
You keep going, Kyra.
I want to speak in. Thank you very much.
We're good, baby.
It takes a lot of courage to get on the platform.
Not a lot of courage.
We're all entitled to our own thoughts. And so with that being said...
Oh, someone being rude about my tone and trying to police it.
Hold on, Kyra. Hold on 1 second, please. Just please be respectful because you will be put in timeout or blocked. So, and I'm watching these comments. So I've seen two that I don't like. So I would say, you don't like what somebody's saying, you better just hush it up or be respectful about it because there's a way to go about it, okay? All right, go ahead, Kyra.
Call in and give a rebuttal.
Yes,
call in and say your opinion.
Because if you call in... All
right. I do get the complaints about Sutton, but again, as I said, I still do like watching women coming on the show and growing and learning about themselves. So I think I enjoyed that. Sutton watched that reunion and said, I could have spoken up for my friend. And then I'm pretty sure he apologized privately, but then also followed up with a public apology to Garcelle. I think that it's, a big thing to do. Some people may say it's fake. I don't know, but that's still something I don't necessarily see a lot of the time when someone reflects on their behavior. So I like to see that. I do think the point is missed that literally Rinna is upset about Sutton sticking up for Garcelle.
Yeah.
And so I think Sutton can do better, but when she does do it, then it becomes a whole thing where it also still ends up turning back on Garcelle because they turn Sutton sticking up for Garcelle into Garcelle, why are you friends with her? Because when she sticks up for you, she does it this way. Yep. And so I think that is also very disturbing because remember at Rinna's wine event that probably will never see the light of day, literally Erika said, well, when Sutton does it for you, she throws people under the bus. So that means you don't want Sutton sticking up for Garcelle. Yeah. Which is why you are going to make an issue for her when she does do it. So I do think that it will be a hurdle for her to get over. Garcelle, I'm not really sure. I think at a moment in time, I think we are all like rah, rah, rah. But if you are feeling broken and beaten, then you just are. Also, sometimes I think there is gamesmanship, and it is power in like sitting back and letting people run themselves into the ground. Because on Twitter, I'm seeing people who are MDs and all that kind of stuff, and I'm going to buy 2 of her books. So this might be a way of like, hey, girls, go ahead, write about it, cackle. Obviously, Garcelle is still hurt, but just sit back and let them do their due. And obviously, we see that does not necessarily translate well outside of their group. Kyle was disgusting. You saw how she was trying to laugh and make it light when they were playing her putting her hands on Sutton, and thought she was going to be able to laugh her way out of it until Sutton was looking at her like, we're not laughing about this. That woman and the little grabby man hands need to get it together. You know what they are. I do believe that Kyle truly does not like Crystal, and I'm not really sure. I don't think it has anything to do with Sutton. I have to think it's everything to do with she doesn't want Crystal to do that to her.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Okay, Kyra, I got one last call I got to get on. I know that.
Thank you, Kyra.
Yeah, but
wait, all of this and Kyra didn't have no feedback on Diana's lawsuit.
Oh,
Kyra Shaw, attorney at law. Put it in the comments.
No. We need to. I have to move to the next call. Okay, Kyra.
Put it in the comments.
No, just Kyra. I forgot about it.
In the words of Eileen, stick it in the mail.
Right. All right, Kyra. We always appreciate Kyra's perspective. Kyra, as I always say, was actually, if she wasn't the first, she was the second of our callers to call in on this show for Beverly Hills.
Respect the
last
OG.
year. So we definitely
respect the queen when you see her.
Appreciate her. We do respect her, and everyone in the comments should do so as well, and as well as any
I was trying to figure out what was
going
on. She was hot.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, our last caller is going to be Nisha. Before we lean out, Nisha, what you got for us?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, boo.
I'm gonna keep it brief. I'm still at work.
Okay.
I gotta do my hair.
Leaning in on the clock.
I'm off now. I'm on my last one.
Okay.
Garcelle, the cheese stands alone. That's just it.
Cheese.
I wish I can get rich so I can get on there and she could tag me in. But because I would tear their ass up. And Crystal remind me of when on White Chicks got up when he was knocked out. He said, "Didn't anybody tell you this is an all white party?"
So that's Krista Cruz.
Because she is finding out right now that she is not one of them, and she want to be so bad, and she cannot get over that. She cannot get over that. Y'all will still aid the black girl instead of me. Instead of me, I'm just saying. Look at my.
No, ma'am.
Nisha, she must have found out right before the reunion because there's no way that she.
No, she found out there. She found
out during the reunion. Yes, I said that last week.
She found out.
They passed her the memo on the break.
Yeah, they wrote her. They wrote her
little note
the door and said, "You're not in," and she just was like, "What?"
It said, "Hey, baby, you are not white." And she was like,
"Me?"
Yeah, because it's. I say that because on the after show, after show is shot close. Right. It's shot way after they film, so at some point, like, damn, it was so different. The energy was so different, but now, hey. I mean, she had to find out some way, right?
And I'm glad. I'm so glad she found it out because if she come back next season, I would really want to see her stance on how she start moving. But we don't want you over here now. You had a chance to come on over here with the good guys, and you ain't want to do that. You want to be over there with those yuppies, so go over there with them. And I would not accept her in there.
Not guppies. Yes. Wait, guppies?
Yes. And I think Sutton loves Garcelle because Garcelle kind of coddles her, and that's her only friend. So she, straggle and hang on to that, but she don't want to offend her white brethren. So she don't come to her aid. So she want to be able to still teeter the line of, well, I didn't really get in it, so I can still get over here if y'all let me.
She's still in the group chat. The white's on the group chat.
She the only one saving me right now, so I gotta stick to her because she don't got who else she gonna have. And then we will see her crying and rolling her face every week. So
I don't know. I don't know because she's never gone against Garcelle at this point. She's never gone behind Garcelle's back and been like, "You were right."
Stuck up for her either.
She's been in the after show. She's stating her point. She's made it very clear on multiple occasions. Like, it's me and Garcelle. It's me and Garcelle.
She
has stopped conversation.
She does just enough. She says she shows just enough to
the
put
bare
one
minimum.
foot in and 1 foot out.
She's the bare minimum ally. She says, "I'm not racist, but I'm not." Oh,
I ain't really say too much, but I ain't too much.
All right, we gotta get out of here, okay, Nisha?
All right,
bye, Nisha.
Good night.
Let the record show that she was my dog first. I just want to put that out there.
Not let the record show.
All right, so to wrap up the show, thank you for everybody that's watching today. Everyone that supports us every Wednesday. Wednesday is definitely a great time for me, for you guys on the panel, and everyone that's watching. We really appreciate it, as well as our other shows. So we know that next week is the last part of the reunion, which means that we won't have Beverly Hills until next year. Well, that's what we thought. But for the week of the 3-year anniversary, which is in 2.5 weeks, we're actually going to have a special Wednesday Night Live that is going to feature iconic moments from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And we're going to talk about those moments. You guys are going to have the option and the ability to vote on what we're going to discuss, and we're going to talk about them. So you can go from season 0 all the way to 12, just moments. There'll be a poll, so check out the YouTube page over the next week or so. Once you respond to the poll, whatever iconic moments we decide, you guys decide, we'll talk about them on that special during Lean Con Week. Lean Con Week is basically, like I said, a week of us celebrating the 3rd anniversary of the Lean. So next week may be the last Wednesday Night Live for season 12, but there will be one last Wednesday Night Live until next year's season of Beverly Hills that we're going to have. And so it won't just feature us too. It'll actually be, I think majority of the Lean will be able to participate as well. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be like a big super Lean with more organization. So yeah, mark your calendars. The actual day is November the 17th. It's a Wednesday, as it always is. And on that note, we're going to lean out, like this video, subscribe. Next Wednesday, it's going to be the last one. I may or may not be here. Next Wednesday is my birthday. So if I'm not here, I will see y'all later in November. Chase will take over.
Scorpio.
If I ain't drunk enough, I may come in and, talk about the show. But for the most part, if I don't see y'all this week, or Salt Lake City is canceled for this week, and it may be canceled next week. So for the Salt Lake City viewers, check out the page and see when we're going to have the next showings. We're not canceling the show. We're just canceling the shows for this week and next week because baby had to go on vacation. So like this video, subscribe. Thank you, Chase, Jamie, and Danny. Thank you guys in the chat. Really great show. And y'all have a good rest of y'all Wednesday, okay? Good night, y'all.